Something I really love doing is looking at like streaming numbers and like music data and just like YouTube views and seeing like how many views a song has or how many streams it has and just like seeing how big these things get. Like if a song has like over 100 million streams or like views, I'm like, oh my God, this song is big. And also more lately, like I didn't really know how like Billboard worked and everything, but apparently like charts are starting to become pretty interesting because apparently like on Stan Twitter and in the music industry, everybody looks at chart positions because that's how well your song is doing. So apparently there's more factors that make that kind of determine whether or not a song is really big or whatever, or how successful it's doing, not just streaming numbers but also like sales, radio play, and just a bunch of other things. And like basically I didn't realize this, but like I guess I like looking at streaming numbers because like I see how big a song is. If I see a song with like 500 million streams, I'm like, whoa, that is massive. Or like even like 50 million streams, I'm like, that's doing pretty good. But a lot of things is like that's just stuff that like accumulates over time. Like a song's not gonna get 100 million streams in a day. I don't think that's happened before. But I guess I was interested because like I guess I first got interested in all this when I saw Spotify does your yearly wrapped thing or whatever, your year wrap up, I don't know. And it kind of shows you your most played songs. You get a whole playlist. You get just stuff like that. You get to see your top artist and your top genres, your top albums. All that stuff was so intriguing, but it's like, okay, I love looking at musical data, not just like songs themselves, but like I like to know like how much am I listening to my favorite songs? Have I listened to this song more than 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever? And I wanted to know how I could track it, and I didn't want to have to wait a whole year for the Spotify like year warp wrap up, whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. I didn't want to have to wait, so I looked on the internet and I found that there's this website or app or whatever called Last FM or last.fm, last.fm. You can go to it and you can connect your Spotify to it. And basically, it will show you how much you stream a song and everything, or like an artist or an album or anything like that, starting from, the day that you create it and that you link your Spotify to it. And so it's basically like your personal charts. Like, sadly, you do have to start like from zero, but you can build your way up over time. And I think that that's so much fun to do, especially someone who likes looking at streaming numbers and like being like, oh wow, these are my charts, and it's also like this is how much I'm listening to a song. But then I don't know. But yeah, so I created my Last FM account, I believe July 19th, 2020, and I have been growing it since then. I'm basically just going to be showing you some footage of the website. Like these are basically like my top artists, my top everything. And the cool thing is like I can look at it as like from an all-time perspective and be like, okay, so this is how many times I've listened to this song since July 19th or whatever, or since I created this thing and stuff. Or I can look at like what I've been listening to this year using the filter, the 2021 filter or the 2021, and look at the past. And the cool thing, which I guess I'm just starting to get into chart positions right now, but I guess it's pretty cool to say, like, oh, what is my number one song this week? Fuck Billboard. I'm the only one that matters. So it's like, I'm Billboard. So it's really cool to like look at like your own like charts in that way and be like, wow, so let's say if in the world of, my name's Michael. So in the world of Michael or whatever, what song is number one right now? This weekend or this week it was Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo. So I just check like every Saturday, kind of like with Billboard. I believe they update it every Saturday or something. So I'm like, damn, look at them. And it's crazy because there's no like massive streaming numbers because again, it's just based on like the data for a week. But it's really cool to see like, okay, so I streamed a song that many times and this is number one. Like congratulations to this artist, even though their song might be like number like 40 on Billboard, maybe not even on Billboard at all. A lot of times, a lot of the songs I listen to are not even on Billboard, which is fine because again, like music taste is just so cool because I listen to a lot of stuff, like mainly pop music, but I listen to so much and I've started to listen to like smaller artists lately, but I'm still like right now it's mainly like Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, and like Kalani and everything. But it's been a lot of fun using this app to like track my streaming numbers. As you can see, these are like my top songs and everything. I love using this filter, and yeah, so it has been a lot of fun. If you're into any of that stuff, I definitely recommend making a Last FM and like linking it to your Spotify. And give it some time over a couple months, whatever, it'll start to grow and you'll be like, wow, look at all these artists I've streamed. And a lot of times it's just like sometimes I like go out of my way. I'm like, okay, I want this artist to have more streams. I'm gonna listen to them. But other times it's just like playing background music, and it's just like over time it adds up, and it's like, wow, I listened to this artist 500 times this past like couple months and didn't even realize it. Stuff like that. But yeah, these are my top tracks of all time since July 19th, 2020, as it says right there. So Can I by Kehlani, that was my #1 song since then. I mostly played it between, I'd say, November and like February, and then I kind of died out, but I played this song so much. #2, August by Taylor Swift. It's a beautiful song, but it's really sad. And then these songs, okay, The Lakes is so, like, this song will make me cry. This song, very soothing. It's by Olivia O'Brien, and then Jocelyn, and then Sad Songs in the Summer. Beautiful songs, very related to heartbreak and everything, which was what I was going through. Then Me Being a Barb, Feeling Myself by Nicki Minaj. It just got 200 streams. Look at me. Stained Glass by Madison Beer. A boy's been going through it. Like, damn, so many fucking breakup songs. And then God is a Woman. Love that song. A lot of these songs I don't listen to as much anymore because these are just all time. So I might have listened to them a lot last year, like this one or this one. And then I just stopped. Like a lot of these Nicki songs, like I haven't been listening to as much Nicki lately, so a lot of these are just from like last year. And yeah, and then I guess the more recent songs are like down here. I've been like they've been creeping their way up, like the Olivia O'Brien songs, and like what else? Who else have I been listening to? Like these newer Taylor Swift songs, like Evermore, that came out in December. I've already streamed some of the songs over 100 times, which is a lot for me. And then yeah, like Bad Things, I've started listening to that a lot more. It's started to get up there in my top 50. Liability by Lorde, that's been like a steady song. I listen to it every couple days. All this stuff. And yeah, and then I could go further down, but I don't really feel like it. I kind of stay in the top 50. For a more realistic view of what I've been listening to this year, yes, this song I found this year and I played it 275 times. Anyway, you see Kalani Can I only played it like 130 times this year. Still a lot. Like these are like the biggest songs of my year so far. So like these songs are most likely going to be on my year-end Spotify list unless I find like a bunch of other artists over like summer and I listen to them so much that I like flood these songs down to the bottom or something. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Madison Beer, Taylor Swift, Olivia O'Brien, some Kesha, Camila Cabello, Machine Gun Kelly, Nicki Minaj, Kehlani, all of these great people. Selena Gomez. I like my music taste is basically gay, but this is it. It's literally the same like 5 or 6 artists, and then Yo Gotti song because Nicki's on it, and then Olivia Rodrigo and Lorde, and then the same like 5 artists. But that's what I listened to this year. These are my top artists of 2021. So yes, Taylor Swift is #1. Olivia O'Brien is #2. I've been streaming these people so much. Madison Beer's #3. Kehlani, Nicki Minaj, Halsey, Lana Del Rey, Kesha, Machine Gun Kelly, Lorde, all these people. Matt Kearney, he's been going up. I used to listen to him a lot when I was a Christian. He's got really great stuff, so I've been trying to listen to him more. Doja Cat, Charlie XCX, Megan Thee Stallion, all these people. K-Flay, she's also really good. She makes like alternative music. So I've been trying to stream her more because like I used to love her stuff when I was like 17 or 18. And so I've been like revisiting it because it's really good. Becky G, love her. I've been bringing her back up, trying to stream her some more. Pink is really fucking good. I forgot how many #1s this woman had. She's literally a legend. So I've been listening to her more too. And yeah, all these other people. When it comes to my top artists of all time, so since July, yeah, Taylor Swift is #1, 5,000 something, but it used to be Nicki Minaj. I'd say Taylor Swift overtook Nicki around like December, January when Evermore came out. As you can see, like I'd say about half of these streaming numbers, which, because I think she was at like 2,700 or something for this year, so about half of these streaming numbers were from last year. And then Nicki, I streamed her maybe like 400 times this year, so it was like 2,300 earlier. She was my #1 for 2020, actually. And then Kehlani's #3 because I've been listening to her so much. Halsey and Lana are really high. Olivia and Madison are more recent for this year, and they've climbed up very high. Ariana's pretty high. Lorde is getting there. Like, damn, like I'm almost at 1,000 streams for them. Katy Perry, I used to listen to her a lot, but I stopped recently, but she still got bops. I'm gonna have to revisit her someday, but I just haven't listened to her as much lately. Selena's going up, BB Rexa, all these great people. The Weeknd, like it's he makes amazing music. I don't know why he's not higher. I just because I feel like I stream him more than I do, or like more than it shows up here. But I should definitely stream him more. But look at these numbers. I've streamed all these people, and they're getting kind of low. It's like, oh my god, like some of these people, I feel like I listen to them a lot. I'm like, oh my, like Melanie Martinez, I've only listened to her 180 times since July. That's crazy. Like I guess I believe it, but also it's like these artists were so big to me a couple years ago, and like some of these Christian artists like NF, I used to listen to him all the time. Who else? The Afters. I don't know if you can. Where are they? Okay, well Matt Kearney, he's here. Where's Britt Nicole? There she is, 200 something, and then Holland and the Afters. Here we go. Like I listened to these people so much when I was a Christian. Like if I had Spotify back then and if I had this app back then, like 2015, 2016, when I listened to these people, I wonder what their numbers would be. That's why I wish I made this thing sooner, but I also didn't have Spotify back at the time. I didn't have this app. And it's just like, damn, like it's so cool. Like, and it sucks I'm gonna have to wait, but it's really cool to see the who I listen to and how many times I've listened to them and watching all that grow. But yeah, today's basically my Saturday, so I'm gonna just pretend this is like my weekly thing. So I go to the filter for the last 7 days, and yeah. So my number one song this week was Deja Vu, and then right after that, as my number two, Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey. Like damn, like I literally brought up an old song because I was like, this song's really good. I want to listen to it more, and I've been doing that. And then Billie Eilish, Lana Del Rey. Look at her, number two and number four. But it's cool. And then Sad Together by Olivia O'Brien, a whole bop. Tell Me Why, Taylor's version. I fucking love Taylor's re-recorded albums, but it's really cool to like see this is my own chart. This is my number one song this week. This is my number two. Like look at Lana having the 2 and 4 spots. Like it's just crazy because like some of these artists like Olivia O'Brien, I don't think she's ever charted, you know, or maybe she has but very low. And then there's other artists like Taylor Swift, industry giant, and like Olivia O'Brien is getting up there, and Lana has charted some, but I don't think she has any like number ones. But it's cool because like some of these artists would never make it to Billboard, or at least they won't for a while. And in my personal charts, they are so high up. Like imagine like how happy Lana would be if like a 6-year-old song charted at number 2 this week or something. Like that would be amazing. Or Olivia O'Brien, like this song came out about a year and a half ago, and like I don't think it charted at all. Like on Spotify it has like maybe 1 or 2 million streams, or like not even, or I don't really know, but something like that. And I've streamed this song like almost 100 times this year, and it's so good. And then like we got K-Flay, Tovo, not Cardi B, Taylor Swift, Yo Gotti with the Nicki Minaj song. It's so good. Imagine Rake It Up being at number 10. I know like Rake It Up, like it peaked like what, number 8, and it debuted at like 11 or something. So it's cool to like have it around there. This is such like a fun summer, like listen to it by the pool or like at the club type of song in the heat. And so it's like, I've been listening to this a lot more. I'm like, damn, because I was a Christian when this came out. I would have never listened to something like that when it came out. And now I'm like, wow, this is a good song. And more Lana, more Nicki, Taylor. Like I'm literally so predictable. It's the same 5 or 6 artists. But yeah, so this is, look at Shawn Mendes, she's 20 and 21 on Billboard, and Taylor Swift, like she's all over here, like she fucking rules the charts. And oh my god, ignore 6ix9ine. And yeah, like, and honestly, okay, I listen to too much Madison Beer, and there's Megan Thee Stallion, and yeah, this is where it's getting like unrealistic, because it's like, okay, I've listened to this song 3 times this week and it's number 36. It's like, yeah, this is obviously not real at all for like charts and stuff, but it's good. And as you can see, my music taste is pretty much just gay man pop music, heartbreak songs, and then stuff you listen to like at the club and like Nicki Minaj. So, but it's mostly like pop music and all that. And yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I love this so much. Another thing I love doing is seeing like my top albums of all time. Just seeing like what, like let's say you look at this album and compare its popularity in streams to like the actual streams and stuff, and like what's most popular on the album. And so it's only fun with albums that I've listened to a lot. So like let's say anything like under 300, it starts to get kind of boring. But like I'd say like the top like 15, it can be fun to look at them. So I'll look at like my top 2 here. For example, Folklore by Taylor Swift. I've been listening to so much of that, like throughout last year and this year. And like, these are my top songs, like August, My Tears Ricochet, Mad Woman, The One. Like, these are my top songs. Like, I listen to these probably the most. And then Invisible String, I mainly streamed a lot last year and then stopped. Cardigan, I've been streaming a lot this year. And then these, most, like some of these I've started to listen to a bit more, but most of them are just like, I streamed them a couple times last year. They just weren't the best, but like compared to other albums, like these songs I still stream like 60, 70 times. It's more than a lot of other songs by different artists that I listen to. So like, this was a big album. Like, this is number one for me, like, damn. And it's funny to compare it to like how many streams these songs actually have. Like, at the time of recording, I think Cardigan has what, like 250 million, and for me it's only at 100. Invisible String has what, like 70 or 80 million, 90, I don't remember, so it's about the same. Hoax had what, like 60 million, and for me it's like my top 5. The One, I think, had like somewhere around like what, 150 or 100 million, and then what, Exile had 200 million. For me, it only has 74. My Tears Ricochet has about 100. Here it's at 159. August had like what, 100 or 150. For me, it's my top song with 300 million. Not, sorry, 300, but I like saying 300 million because I'm like, oh my god, I compare it to the actual streaming numbers. And then Mad Woman was like literally top 3 for me at 143, and then on the actual like app Spotify, I think it's only got like 80 million streams. So it's just really cool to like compare. Okay, hello. So it is mid-July right now. I've had this video sitting on my phone for 2 months. I have Last FM pulled up right here. So I was like, let me see what's changed, because I have started listening to more artists. But honestly, nothing has really changed, except I've started listening to City Girls more, Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, and then this artist, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's Amine, the guy who sings Carolina and like Reel It In, or Caroline, I don't know what the name is. I don't listen to that song. I mainly listen to like Reel It In and then like his newer stuff. Also, the reason my voice sounds like this, had really bad allergies and a sore throat for the past month, which is not good, but I've started taking medication. So hopefully in a couple days this goes away, because I am not having a good time. But anyway, I'll show you guys what my Last FM looks like right now. And I'll show you what I've been listening to since I made that video. So I think I made a video May 5th or something. So I'll set my filter for May 5th to today, and then I will show you my top songs and top artists since then. So I'll start with artists. So since May 5th to today, I have listened to, still Taylor Swift is number 1. Nicki's number 2. She's climbing back up because she released the Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape. So I've been listening to that a little bit, and then her older stuff, of course. BB Rexha released that album Better Mistakes, so I've been listening to her a ton. I love that album. Lana, I've been listening to like her older stuff. Olivia's still pretty high. Doja Cat's climbing up because she released Planet Her, so I've been listening to that a lot. Amine, I've just like really gotten hooked on some of his stuff. City Girls are going up. Jessie Reyes, pretty cool. Megan, she's climbing up. Kalani's going down, haven't listened to her as much lately. Olivia's kind of just chilling here. I listen to her here and there. She released that album Sour, and I think I listened to like 3 or 4 songs from it, and like that's it right now. These are the others. Now for top tracks, you know, I love seeing the top tracks because it's like I will find a song and get obsessed with it every once in a while, and I'll listen to it 163 times in like 2 months. So yeah, honestly, like this, I listen to Die For a Man by BB Rexha so much, and then Kiss Me More by Doja Cat, addicting song, and then Reel It In by Amine, also very addicting. Look at that, it's number 3, 89 listens. Then Taylor Swift, Mr. Perfectly Fine. This is The Gay is coming out. More BB, more Taylor. Act Up by City Girls. They played a song at the club every weekend, and so I've been listening to it since then because I love it. Riri by Amine, Jocelyn by Olivia O'Brien, Throat Baby. City Girls really brought the song to another level, so I've listened to it a lot, and my throat hurts really bad, so I'm listening to it even more. And then Doja Cat again, and like a lot of these songs, like some of them are new, like the Nicki Beat Me Up Scotty songs, and then other ones are just old songs I've been listening to a lot. Yes, you saw Dixie, I don't know what her last name is, D'Amelio, I don't know, you see her there. I'm not ashamed. Olivia O'Brien wrote this song, and so I listen to this and laugh at it because it's honestly hilarious, because this is just an Olivia O'Brien reject. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much what I have been listening to. Oh yeah, Chirac is a bop. City Girls, Doja, Taylor. It's pretty much the same, but I've added like 2 or 3 new artists. So hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.